Good morning, all of you Virginia brides and couples out there. Welcome back to our segment on the Virginia Bride Chat channel with Cooking by Big Herm. Good morning, Herman, and how are you?
Good morning, Angela. I am fantastic. How are you doing today?
Doing great. So what kind of delicious food are we cooking today?
Today we are doing a tequila lime, technically a tequila lime marinade, but we're also going to cook it up a little bit so you can use it as a marinade or as a sauce. We've done it on several different things, whether it's chicken, it goes on pretty much everything, maybe not beef, but it basically is a tequila lime marinade that we're doing today.
Oh boy, that sounds delicious.
Yes. So are we starting now or what we're doing? Ready?
Yes, we're ready to roll.
Let's roll. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our quarter in the recipe that Leanne either has sent or will be sending. We have cut the recipe in half for today's segment here. The full recipe will be online through Virginia Bride Magazine, I believe. But we also have to.
Yes, we are ready. Yes,
right,
we do have it. It'll be at the end of this segment.
Awesome. So we cut it in half. So right now what we're doing is we have a quarter stick of butter and some sauteed onions that we're going to saute up real quick. The process to make the sauce is roughly 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes to make it and let it all congeal. And obviously, you didn't give me that much time for this segment. Maybe next time we'll spend a whole hour together or something. Hint, hint. But anyway,
okay.
I'll take this up here. And then as I start sauteing, we start putting some of my ingredients in it. And once again, all these ingredients, folks, whoever's watching, all these ingredients will be listed online and fairly simple. And most of the ingredients, for the most part, you probably already have in your cabinet or at home somewhere. So it's all good. So I'm gonna add in first, and a lot of these things you don't have to necessarily go the first step or whatever, but first we'll add in some ketchup, which as you can see is probably our biggest base product that we're gonna add in here.
I can just smell that cooking. Can't you all? That looks wonderful.
Then once again, like I said, this sauce, like I said, not saying you can't have it on beef, but you can, but definitely on any kind of type of seafood is really, really good. At the end of the segment, we'll show you what we put it on as a surprise. But it goes pretty much well with anything, especially seafood and chicken.
Okay, what was that ingredient we just added? Was that mustard?
Normal yellow mustard.
Yes, okay.
Normal yellow mustard. Now what we're gonna do is we got a half a lime that we're gonna twist in here. And as you can see, we're trying to get some of the pulp out of it as well. And then later on, we will use a food processor just to condense it a little bit, to break it up a little bit. So it makes it a little easier to squirt. If you wanted to squirt it on something, put it in a squeeze bottle.
Right.
Turn that temperature down just a little bit. Once again, we're not in a hurry. We do want to get the onions very cooked. So then once again, that was a half of a lime. So in the real recipe, it'd be a full lime that we do the same thing to. Then we're gonna go in. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. You're adding.
Right now, I'm adding apple cider vinegar.
I was just going to remind everyone, of course, that whatever our surprise dishes at the end will either be perfect for an appetizer at your wedding or as a main entree. And of course, Big Herm's Catering is available for your wedding reception, wedding rehearsal dinner, or any type of engagement parties that you may be having.
He is exactly right. I couldn't have said it better myself, Angela. I couldn't have said it better myself. But yeah, all kinds of, whether it's bridal showers or parties, and obviously the wedding itself, rehearsal dinners, the morning after. Sometimes they have people stay over and have breakfast. We do a delicious brunch as well.
Nice.
Yeah. So there's all kinds of options there. So next
ingredient. And of course,
wait.
Okay, what you adding now?
Next, we're adding in a little bit of soy sauce. And then we have one more thing before we add in the master ingredient. The next thing I'm adding in currently is honey. This is the honey.
This
Well,
looks delicious. I was just going to mention, of course, everyone, that at the end of the segment, along with the recipe for this amazing sauce, we will have all of Big Herm's contact information so you all can get your tasting scheduled with Big Herm's for your
yes.
wedding. Big Herm's also has a takeout kitchen downtown Richmond. So he has a restaurant down there where you all can stop in, order, and take out lots of amazing foods there on the menu.
And then Angeline, we also had a great weekend a couple of weekends ago with you at the bridal show. And we met a lot of great people and great contacts. I just want to say that when we meet you there, I think every bridal show so far over the last 7, 8 years that we've done with Virginia Bride, Lynn and myself have been able to be there, as well as one other person with us. And the goal there is not to overwhelm you. And I say this to everybody that comes to our line, that everybody at a bridal show is trying to get your money. We get it, we understand it, but we try to give you low pressure and low stress. And we'll only be dealing with one person. I'll meet you, we'll talk to you, but Leanne Fletcher, who's a catering manager, you did directly with her as far as setting up a date or setting up a invoice or a proposal. And then the next process with us typically is set up a proposal. If you agree upon that, we'll invite you down up to 5 people for private sitting, and it's complimentary. So we hope hopefully you enjoyed the food at the show. Hopefully you enjoy the food at the tasting. If for whatever reason you decide not to go with us and you pick another route, we understand. We wish you the best of luck. No issues at all. There are some businesses, and not knocking other businesses, that may charge you for that tasting or deduct it if you decide to go with them. We feel confident enough at Big Herm's Catering, Big Herm's Kitchen, that if we can get you in that setting and you already agreed upon everything else, that you would decide to go with us. And if you don't, once again, we wish you obviously the best of luck in future endeavors and all that good stuff.
And as a reminder, if you all missed our bridal show in Richmond, we do have a show coming up on August 22nd in Fredericksburg at the Clarion Hotel in Central Park. It was formerly the Hospitality House, where we've been doing a show for about 18 years. Big Herm will be at that show as well, so you all can come on out, meet Herman and Leanne in person, and try some of their great food there the day of the bridal show. The show is from 1 until 4. And you can get more information by visiting vabridemagazine.com's website and click on bridal shows. All right, looks like the sauce is cooking and getting thicker.
All right, and then Angela, what we're doing now is adding our last 3 spices. We're doing a little bit of turmeric, a little bit of cayenne, and a little bit of garlic. We like to use granulated garlic. We'll put all 3 of those in now. And then the last ingredient that we have today was used in the name of the sauce, tequila.
All right. Give it some really zing and flavor.
The sauce just said, ah, I don't know if you heard it, said, ah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then at this process, Angeline, cook it down kind of slow like it is now. And make sure you keep stirring it up for a couple of minutes just so it doesn't stick. And then after that, what we do is cool it down, and then we use it in we put it in a food processor, or sometimes we have a stick blender or something like that. And all that is doing is just breaking up the bigger pieces of the pulp from the lime, as well as the onions that we already sauteed up and glazed them. And then at that point, typically, like I said, you can put it in a pan and ladle it on something, whether it's salmon or tilapia. Today, we decided to do, we have an Indian product, which Leanne made this morning, which is skewered shrimp, that we can just show you how we do that.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Delicious. I bet that is amazing.
So, yeah, so it's pretty simple. So
Mm-hmm.
as far as that goes, like you said, you can use these as an appetizer if you wanted to. Angela, I know you love our garlic shrimp, but this is something different, a little more sweet and savory, maybe more so for wedding or something to that effect. Or same thing, we can do like a shrimp scampi type thing or Hawaiian shrimp, something like that with the sauce as well. Um, Majority of the tequila does cook off, but not all of it. But majority of it does cook off. I mean, obviously we can use less tequila if you wanted to, as far as that goes. But yeah, so it's pretty simple. We love doing it, and the presentation is amazing. And yes,
Yes, imagine having that as past hors d'oeuvres during the cocktail hour at the wedding. That is amazing. All right. Well, that concludes our segment today with Herman with Big Herm's Kitchen and Catering. Thanks so much for being here with us. And we will have the recipe and all of Herman's contact at the end of this segment. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining in. And as always, happy wedding planning.